Hey everyone, welcome back to another Diablo 3 video. So, a common mistake is something I'm doing right now. That is sitting in town, doing nothing, not utilizing my time efficiently. This is the number one mistake you can make in Diablo. Very bad thing to do. Whether if it's solo or in a group, you should not just be hanging out in town. The only time you should be in town is if you're actively spending blood shards, rolling gear, um, that's about it. But even then, you want to minimize that downtime as well, especially if you're doing group play. So, biggest thing is minimizing the amount of time you are in town. Town is lava. So, what I mean by that is whether if you're going in between normal rifts or greater rifts, you need to maximize your efficiency. Now, granted, you don't have to do that, but if you're someone that, has work, has family, doesn't have much time to be on the game, then you want to utilize every bit that you can, and this is part of it. And if you're on the other end of it, where you spend more time on this game and you want to get as much out of it as you can, to make as much progress as fast as possible, this is also a mistake that you should not be making. And that is this sitting in town doing nothing. All right. So, first, I'm going to go over the intervals with normal riffs. With normal riffs, when you're done with it, you don't want to just be doing nothing. You want to utilize that downtime to do other things. Because once you close a normal rift, you have 30 seconds until you can open up a new one. So I'm going to fast forward and I'll go over right when I close the rift what I do within that 30 seconds. Alright, so I killed the Rift Guardian and then I'm going to go to town, close the portal. Once I close it, that's where I'm going to do my rolling and all my salvaging, identifying. See how I have that countdown? Now it's important to know before you do this, knowing what gear piece you want to roll for when you get shards. Now I could have chosen to identify and all that, but I already know those items I don't want or need, so I just immediately scrap them. So ideally, all the stuff that you want to do, you should be done within that 30 seconds. Now once that 30 seconds is done, I'm ready. Go to the next one. Alright, Rift Guardian spawned, killed it, I'm gonna pick up the loot, I'm gonna close the rift, and then I'm gonna do all my rolling, salvaging, identifying, and all that during the countdown. Now, very important, let's say if this was an upgrade, right? Instead of messing with it, I'll just throw it in my stash. Especially, again, this is mainly in a group play, or if you're, in a farming session. Throw it in your stash and work on that later when you're not actively doing rifts. See, and I'm done right before the rift closes. Then I would repeat the same thing again and again and again. This is helpful for if you're farming keys, the greater keystones, and then also for your materials. Now, next thing is greater rifts, especially in groups. Same thing applies in solo, but it's also important for groups. You got to be considerate of other people that in your group, just like how you would want them to be considerate of you as part of it. A good method I like to do is you do 2 greater rifts and then you spend. Do 2 greater rifts and then you spend. Meaning, similar to how it was when you finished the normal rift, you do all your identifying, spending, all that, right? Because there's a countdown. With greater rifts, once you're complete, there's no countdown. So you can start the next one up. So you're going to do 1 greater rift. Right when it closes, you're going to open up another one. You're going to do 2 of those back to back. Then after that is when you want to identify, you want to roll shards, and then you want to salvage, and then put whatever away. That is the most efficient way to do it. It makes it so much faster. That little bit of downtime just adds up so much over time. Alright, so gonna kill the Rift Guardian. Gonna pick up my stuff. I'm gonna spin the do my upgrades. Upgrades are done. Going to town. I'm gonna close it. Then I'm immediately gonna start up the next Greater Rift. So see how I closed it? Start up the next one. Alright, Rift Guardian spawned. Gonna kill him real quick. Collect my stuff. This was my second Greater Rift. So now this is where I'm able to do my identifying, rolling, salvaging, etc. Then once this is done, you repeat the same process all over again. So see, 2 rifts, I accumulated this much. That's why I say 2, because if you go to a third one, it's going to be, you have to go back and forth too much with picking up what didn't fit in your inventory. So me personally, I feel like just doing the every 2 works out perfectly. Especially like depending on what your blood shard cap is. Some people might be a little lower when they're doing this. It all depends on your situation. But mainly for stash space, this is what I like to do. And I'm rolling shards. So identified, I salvaged, I repaired, rolling, and salvaging. And yeah, then I would proceed to doing another set of 2 greater rifts and, you know, repeat the same process over and over again, whether if it's greater rifts, normal rifts, or a hybrid. You know, if you want to do 2 greater rifts, spend on your stuff, then do normal rift, whatever. It's all up to you. But ultimately, the long story short is minimize the time you are in town. Always do something. Like how I'm doing right now, I'm just running around. I'm messing up. I'm doing the wrong thing. You know, so if you're not running rifts, you should be doing bounties. If you're not doing bounties, you should be rolling your gear or something. But generally, you never want to just be standing around doing nothing, because ultimately, if you have a job or a family, you want to utilize every single bit of time that you have in the game. Just like how if you want to maximize everything in the game and you have more time in your hand, obviously time being spent in town is time that you're not getting levels or gear. But yeah, so that's a quick little guide on how to fix the mistake of spending too much time in town. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.